Okay, so now I think it's time to start, and the people who are joining, welcome again. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have here Rebecca Werner, one of our most favorite teachers in the world, who has been using a lot of our VR expeditions in a long time. So we are very excited to have you here, Becky. Thank you so much for your time and for obviously talk about your experience with VR and education and everything. We're really excited to hear you, and we are really excited to have you here. We also have here Amy George, of course, our K-12 account manager, that he will be explaining to you today our new platform, VR Odyssey. Stay please till the end because it's very exciting what we have for you. We have exciting news. We have a lot of features to share with you and how this VR is going to change your classroom. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask questions to Becky or Amy or myself, or if you have general questions about VR, please feel free to do it. And now, Amy, let's just get started with our webinar.
All right, thank you everyone for joining, and thank you for the introduction, Maria. This is Embarking New Destinations with VR Odyssey and Expeditions 2.0. Thank you so much for joining. Just a little bit about our agenda. We're going to be talking quickly about Robot Lab, introducing the speakers, talk briefly about what is Odyssey, just after we give Miss Wenner some time to speak about her experience with VR Expeditions 2.0 in the classrooms that she is working with. And then we'll go into a demo and then some questions and answers afterwards. So a little bit about Robot Lab. We've been around since 2011, now a digital leader. A lot of new things happening at Robot Lab. Not only are we dealing with the education, and that's our strong suit with virtual reality, robotics, humanoid robots, AI labs. We are also growing into our business side. We have a new office in Texas. They deal with delivery robots, cleaning robots, you name it, we have it. We also service our robots. We do support for these robots, implementation, installation. We want to help you all around. We have 3 offices now spanning Texas, California, and Colombia, with over 32,000 worldwide customers spanning various industries. Like I mentioned, we are doing the consulting, integration, deployment, support, and repair. And we are committed to revolutionizing the lives all over, not just students, but in businesses as well. A little bit about me. I've been with Robot Lab for over 3 years now, specializing in the K-12 schools, dealing with virtual reality in many different ways, AI labs, robotics. I'm here to help you. And with our special guest now, we have Becky Wenner. She's pre-K through 12 instructional technology, TOSA. She's in her 26th year in education with the same school district. She started out teaching at the high school level in the career and technical education department, and then she just grew within that. So technology obviously grows year over year, and she's been using this more consistently at the secondary level. She transitioned to her current position, which is a brand new, approximately for 23 years ago, started just at the high school, but is now district-wide with 2 other teachers in the same role. She loves to help teachers and students use the technology to improve the teaching and learning process. Thank you so much, Becky, for being here with us.
My pleasure.
And go ahead, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Okay. Good morning, everyone. As Amy and Maria said, I'm Becky Wenner. This is my 26th year in education. I'm going to give you a quick overview on my experience and how I got started with Robot Lab and how we've even expanded our equipment and just how engaging and, excited the kids get when using it. In fact, I've got a session starting at 11:30, so that's why I had to go first. So we started with Robot Lab right at the beginning of the pandemic, when Google Expeditions was, giving away the cardboards. And so we got a couple of those and fell in love with the idea. So a friend of mine and I wrote our school does an educational foundation grant to help supplement equipment money that may not necessarily be in our budget at that time. And so we did get the grant, and we started with a 10-piece kit that comes with your Android, phones, with the VR Expeditions app, the goggles, teacher tablet to push out the trips, and sort of ran with it. But unfortunately, we were all set home for the pandemic, so we had to stall a little bit. But once we got back to full-time classes, we ran with it. And it's been nonstop, and it's been so successful that this year the district purchased me a 25-piece kit, which I was easily able to add on the other 8 because I did lose 2 over time. 2 of the Android devices did break down like anything over time. So now I'm up to 33, which makes it extremely easy to use with all the classes. Because I don't have to like pull kids out and have the teachers doing something else in the class while I'm with the 8 kids. So it's worked out great. The way we handle it, we do only have 1 in the district. We have 1 high school, 1 middle school, and 4 elementaries. The first kit, I took it from building to building. Definitely pumped up my upper body strength, lifting that thing in the back of my car. But now with 33, it's too heavy for me to transport. So thankfully, our buildings and grounds department are wonderful guys. And I just put in a work order, and we move it from building to building, keeping it depending on the building size and how many teachers we have, and based on need. The middle school, it was there for almost a month. An elementary school, it's here usually about 2 weeks. It's moving on here now to the high school. So like I said, it's worked out great. It's a great springboard for lessons, or a way to enhance lessons, or a way to have, a celebratory, culminating event at the end of a lesson, a unit. We also, I don't stick a lot of times to just one downloaded trip. If somebody says, I want to do something related to our unit we're covering now on space, there's multiple trips in the catalog on space. So I'll generally download 2 or 3 and just make notes to myself what panoramic images it is from each trip that I want to show the kids. Just started dabbling with Robot Labs Tour Creator. So I haven't had a lot of time to play with that. Just started dabbling with it, where you can make your own trips, which will be nice. And just started demoing the new software, the Robot Lab Odyssey, which looks awesome, and I can't wait. I'm actually hopefully going to try it out with a class on Friday. So I really like everything that it's come with, the lesson plans, your essential questions, the audio that's in there. It seems awesome. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to take a minute just to share some pics and a quick video of some trips, so you can just sort of see what we have done. So give me a second here to share my screen.
Of course.
We're going to do that. Hopefully also, there you go, Amy. Thanks for the tip. Also share system audio.
Correct, yes. Well, I think we can. Well, you are muted, Rebecca, so we cannot hear you. Yeah. Let me see if I can unmute you. There you go. Can you try to unmute? There you go.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right.
Clear. Perfect.
All right. So here's our AR and VR in education website. It's what we use when we do professional development. Basically, some just background information, why bring AR and VR to the classroom, benefits. But then you get down to the how. And this was our first kit. So I wanted it to not be a it. So we named it Vera VR. And it sort of reminded me of we're going to be taking so many different trips all around the world that she needed some stickers of all the places she would be going. So that's my old kit. I've got to decorate Vera with my new kit. But if we just look at some pictures here, there's our kids out in the hallway. This was back when I had just the 10 handhelds. So I would pull the kids out to a space, and then the other half of the kids are how many. So it was a lot of finagling in the beginning. It's much easier now with having 33. What else do we have here? There was what the kit looked like. I'd have it set up like I have it set up right now in what we call our common space, which is sort of an area that is shared by everyone. And that's where they're going to do it. And just there they are. For some reason, the kids love to lay on the floor. So here we are, just more pics of the kids. You get the idea. So that was at our middle school. Again, using space out in the hallway, wherever I could take the kids. That's one of the scenes from the Alps. And I've even used it as, from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. That is a kindergarten class right there that you're looking
Becky,
at.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but some people have some questions for you about what you are showing. So Kristen is asking if we can get a link to that site? Like, is there possible for them to have the link of the site? And if you can share it with me, I'll share it with everybody here. We have another question from Shelly. This website is great. Will you be willing to share the Google site website? Yeah, I think people want the link to your site.
Yes. My only concern is this is a website that our staff accesses through our private staff intranet.
Oh,
it has your catalog's password so that teachers can go and get in the catalog.
Gotcha.
To look at the trips.
Okay, and also Alexis and Philip, I think they are sharing the link. So I'm going to go ahead and share this. Thank you, Alexis. Thank you so much, Philip, as well for that. And then Kristen is also asking, do you use these with high school as well, Becky?
Yes.
Okay.
The next location that the kit is going to is the high school, and I have several. In the beginning, it wasn't that popular at the high school because they didn't like the idea of me having to take, and some of our high school classes are very large. You're talking 30, 31 students. So when I only had 8, I'm going to stop this for right now. When I only had 8, the idea of high school teachers really didn't like the idea of me only being able to take out 8 at a time and them having to do something. And but now that we're up to 33, yes, it's become, wow. I have 8 or 9 appointments, and like anything, it takes other people around you in the building to start doing it and talking about it to get other people on board. So I'm hopeful for that. Any other questions?
Yes, so many questions. So Philip is asking, what kind of headsets are these? I think you're using the Homido ones, or which ones are you using? Okay. So
yep, the Homido ones and an Android, and I bought everything through Robot Lab.
All right. Yeah, if you have questions about the headset, Amy is the person to let you know which one is the best for your class as well. James is asking, did the headsets have built-in devices, or do you use a separate iOS or Android device to insert it into the headset?
They're separate Android devices.
All right. If we already have VR Expeditions 2.0, is VR Odyssey a free upgrade, or will we need to purchase new licenses to use it? Zach, we'll get to your question soon. Once Becky finishes, we have all the information related to VR Odyssey and VR Expeditions 2.0. So stay till the end, please. But we will answer your question soon. Kristen is asking, what type of class in high school do you use it for, Becky?
Well, we've got several foreign language classes that have signed up. We have a environmental science class that is doing it here with all of his classes. We've got several global and US history classes that are doing it. Hoping I can get some of the science people involved. I was looking at it. But definitely what I do like is I see more trips that I think I can sell in the VR Odysseys. I mean, you guys have really added a lot more to that.
Yes.
So
Yes, and we're
yeah.
so excited. Kristen, is it
Yes.
separate and do you have, or you have to pay for it? We'll get back to you once we talk about VR Odyssey. And then Maureen is asking, okay, Becky, can you share a bit about the workflow? Do you co-teach the class? Do professors make appointments with you? How many times a week do you do this?
So I am full-time here. I'm a teacher on special assignment. I go to building to building to building. Our schedule is very flexible. We set it up based on appointment. We, through our calendar. However, because the kit is at a building possibly weeks at a time, I may find myself based on the need to be more at that building. But there's also 1.5 other people that do what I do. I tend to be the VR queen though. That's my baby. So I tend to be the one that does the VR. So each week we send out our schedule where we're going to be, but people tend to reach out to us. It's a lot of sales pitching too, to get people involved.
Thank you, Becky. We have so many questions about Odyssey and the upgrades and how we can change. So I think we can move forward, Amy, because people are asking a lot about how they can upgrade for iOS, about the changes and
I just want to show.
Yes, go ahead.
I have to sign off. I just want to show that one video.
Go ahead.
Just to give you an idea of how much. This was a class I did. This was a class I did yesterday, and it was on analytic adaptation. One second. And I hope you can hear it.
We can't hear it, Becky, but we can see it though. It's fine.
Okay, wait a minute. Hang on.
Let's try again, maybe with sound.
Not shared. Hang on, you gotta hear it. Hang on one second. There we go. There's that pesky little. All right, here we go. Sorry, everyone.
Don't worry. I think it's still loading. Okay, there we go. That's just beautiful.
Could you hear it okay?
Yes, we did. Thank you. So it was a little bit choppy, but we heard the students so excited, the kids so excited, and that's definitely very sweet and very rewarding for us to see that.
Yes, yes.
Vicky, some people want to get in touch with you. I'm so sorry. Can they email you? Do they want to get in touch with you, some teachers? So can you type your email and then I'll share with everybody. We'll share it, Kristen.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I know. Yes, Maureen, you're right. This is priceless. This is exactly what we do, and we love to see that.
Right?
Yes, perfect. So you can type it in and then I'll just share it with everybody. And then we can move forward to VR Odyssey.
Okay.
Thank you
Perfect.
so
I've
much,
gotta
Rebecca,
go.
for your time. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good
Thank you
day.
so much, Rebecca. Good luck
Thank
with your demo.
you.
Good luck with your demo and let us
Thanks
know
so
how
much.
Odyssey goes on Friday, okay?
Yes,
Will do. Thank you.
Bye.
thank you.
That was beautiful. And I love it, Amy. Now let's just move forward. Yeah, now the moment what we were expecting, everybody. Let's just talk about VR Expeditions 2.0, what's happening, and VR Odyssey.
Yes. So the big question I keep getting, I've been doing demos for quite a few weeks now. Is VR Expeditions gone? No way. We want to say no. In fact, we just updated an additional 60 expeditions with 600 scenes. So that's about 10 within each of these expeditions. If you do have the app already, please update your application. You may have to uninstall, reinstall on the teacher app, but you should be able to see a ton more content right now. We are still supporting VR Expeditions 2.0. Obviously, you see the excitement in children. You know, we stand by our product. We loved what we created, but we had to do something. So why VR Odyssey? We all know technology moves at this rapid pace. Every 2 years, you need a new phone. New devices come out. New compatibility needs to happen. So this is why we created a new application. VR Odyssey is a separate application, separate purchase, but more features and more compatibility. So before VR Expeditions 2.0, there were some minimum requirements. You needed to be on Android 7.0 or higher. We wanted to make it backwards compatible for Mirage Solo devices. You know, a number of things such as this, but we're leaving out quite a few different schools and different functionality. So a lot of schools are iOS or Mac only schools. What do we do with these students? How can we make this reachable to them as well? Also Oculus, it's one of the largest gaming platforms out there. How do we make this compatible with those devices as well? Also, full screen mode. Sometimes people cannot do the VR experience. I personally cannot either. We get motion sickness. So what do? We want to keep them engaged as well. So this also has a full screen mode. The Oculus, it's a web-based portal as well. So offline and online mode compatibility. In iOS, like I mentioned, still the same Android and Pico devices and many more all-in-one devices are also compatible. We just wanted to make sure we reach a larger, larger students because it is a great platform. VR can be used to enhance what we're currently being, teaching in the classroom, not only with, U.S. history, geography, also some science. You can even take it to math if you're creative enough. So, imagine what we can do with the children in the classroom, how we can enhance the learning platform and what we can do with them. Some of the new features for VR Odyssey. We have about 4 to 8 scenes within each expedition. There is a roadmap to add on. We are at about 200 right now, but up until January 2024 and beyond, we will be launching further expeditions and further content. That's really important for us. Also, there's audio prompts on here, and I'll show you that soon. Points of interest, much like we had with Google Expeditions. Questions and answered, leveled, easy, intermediate, hard, which is really interesting. We can engage students in a conversation while we're using the visual content. In addition, there are true lesson plans and lesson guides for each expedition. I'll show you those shortly as well. Those include vocabulary words, different worksheets you can do. So not only the PDFs that were associated with VR Expeditions 2.0, but also actual lesson plans that you can integrate into Google Classroom. You can print these out however you want it to use this content. We hope you do. Also, there is the tour creator option as well. I'll show you that soon. And then to be launched very soon is Spanish language, which is very important to us, not only in the US, but in other parts of the world. Spanish is a huge language that we need to cater to. So with our opening of our Colombia office, we wanted to make sure we reach the Latin America countries as well in South America and be able to have the Spanish language compatibility. So we are very excited for that as well. Just wanted to show you a quick screenshot. We'll go into what this looks like, but this is the main view full screen. The points of interest are showing. On the right side is for the teacher, so prompts for the teacher to speak, also sharing that audio to all the devices at one time. Let's say the students are doing self-guided tours. They can have the headphones in their ears, play the audio themselves, or the teacher can cast it all at one time. The questions are underneath, including the answers. Having a discussion based on each of these scenes is really important as well, because you're engaging with students and you're able to have a discussion with them. So let's go into the application.
Amy, while you're going there, there's a bunch of questions that I think we
Sure.
can answer. So number one, Philip is asking, will Odyssey VR work with MetaQuest 2?
Yes.
Okay,
That is
perfect.
Oculus. So Oculus/MetaQuest, it is compatible. Right now we're waiting on the APK to be available, but it is being launched through the browser window inside of the device. You're able to join using a lesson code, and I'll show you that soon.
Good. Susan is asking, how do you update the OS of the devices? We have a VR lab with RoboLab subscription, but the OS is outdated. I'm worried it won't be able to use it.
Well, fortunately, we have a demo account. We would like to have people test their devices beforehand. I think that's a very important part to this, is making sure the functionality works for you, the devices are up to date. Just depending on what devices you have, we can have a discussion after this and make sure compatibility works.
Jennifer is asking, do we also need to update student devices for 2.0?
So 2.0, let's consider this a separate platform. What I'm telling people in the demos I'm doing recently is, you look at your home screen or desktop on your device, you're going to have two different choices. You're going to have a red application, which is VR Expeditions 2.0, and now you'll have a blue button, which is VR Odyssey. So yes, there is an additional cost for the new application. It is a new content, new features, and we're treating it as such. But if you do have the two applications, it'll be two separate colored devices from RoboLab, or I'm sorry, applications from RoboLab.
James is asking, what is the minimum operating system for iOS? I think it's 6 plus.
So iOS, we haven't found a compatibility issue just yet. I think we need to test the older ones just in case. Jeff has a question. Can you check that? Or is this the same one?
No, I think, see, if you guys are raising your hand, please type the questions on the of the Q&A, and then I can read them all, because right now we cannot allow you to talk. But you can go ahead and talk write everything on the questions. Baisley is asking, does Expeditions 2.0 update automatically on the Google headsets?
So you will need to, it should prompt you to update the VR Expeditions 2.0 application. If it does not, I would suggest uninstalling and reinstalling. Also, in addition, I do want to note, if you have downloaded Expeditions for the offline network, you will need to remove them and re-add them to get the newer content. So any fixes, imagine with an application, we're going through these constantly to make sure the scenes match up, the text matches up. Obviously, there's bugs that happen along the way. So when we do updates such as this, you do need to uninstall and reinstall from your downloaded applications, so then you can use it on the offline mode. If you have any troubles with this, please let us know. We'll try to help you along the way, or we can create a document to help you. But it should be fairly easy, just to uninstall and reinstall. The student devices should not need to reinstall. It would just be the teacher application for now.
Correct. Can students view Odyssey on a Chromebook? Alex is asking.
Yes. So it is available Chromebook now, compatibility. That is another really important compatibility feature that we wanted to cater to. Most schools in the US now are one-to-one Chromebook. And how do we let this VR experience happen without goggles? So it is truly immersive within the VR goggles, but let's say you are doing self-guided tours and you want them to do this on their own. Pick a favorite scene and write an essay on it, or write a paragraph about it. This allows them to use their Chromebooks, go onto the application on their own or with the class, and be able to view it full screen mode. So that's kind of how I'm doing the demos nowadays.
Correct. Jose is asking, has the 2.0 document of new scenes been updated? Yes, Joe, sorry. You can go ahead and if you have the password one, you can go ahead on the website, type the password and everything gets updated. I'm having trouble, Jennifer is saying, I'm having trouble running my 2.0 in my all Google expeditions, okay? If someone could reach out to me to troubleshoot, yes, Jennifer, I will. Can you please type your email, Jennifer, to me, or if you want to do it public, it's fine. I will send the email to support@robolab.com and they can help you. Let's just try to move forward. Thank you, Jennifer. Sorry, I had a hard time getting in. The applets and areas I miss mentioning audio headphones are available for students. Were these headphones supposed to come with the VR kits? I think it's just audio prompts, right, Amy? No headsets coming from.
Right. So this is with the new application. The audio prompts are not on VR Expeditions 2.0. The content will remain as such. There's still static 360 images, PDFs associated with each of the expeditions, ability to download content and use it offline. So that will remain its separate application. This is the new application, VR Odyssey, which has these new features and content. So we still have the old, we love our VR Expeditions 2.0. We're trying to cater to the larger market, full screen mode, iOS compatibility, Oculus, and still our Android devices as well.
Okay. I think we should move on with VR Odyssey. You guys are asking questions about what content it is and everything. So Amy, let's just go and demo it so people can see actually what content do we have, how they can upgrade to Odyssey, and then I'll get back to your questions, guys. Jennifer, I'm going to reach out right now to support so they can contact you. Thank you.
So very excited to show you this. Hopefully everyone can see it. This is what you will see on the full screen mode. So I'm showing you this through our computer. If you are the teacher, this will be your view. Then you would choose what expeditions you want to do, either download them onto your device and then cast them on the offline mode, or do this on the online mode. So I will go into showing you, let's go to Greece. So explore ancient Greece. This one has 5 scenes within each, and we're going to launch this platform. As you can see now, we have a classroom code. This means students can use their devices. They can go to the website, robotlab.scuba.com/student, and then type in their lesson pin code. I believe it will be on the upper right hand. It'll say join lesson, and you can put in the pin. This will also be available to self-guide mode, like I mentioned before. You can go into Google Classroom, tell them to log into the portal, go into the specific scene or expedition and do this self-guided mode. So we're going to choose the full screen mode rather than VR. Obviously, we don't have the goggles connected to the screen, so we're going to do the full screen mode here. And this is what you see. You look around, it's still 360 static images. However, there are points of interest. So it'll have a sentence or two, sometimes even a picture that pops up. You can have a discussion based on this one as well, or move on to the next thing. So I'll just show you what it looks like here. Also for the teachers, which I love now, are the audio prompts.
You are now standing in the Acropolis. This is a group of ancient buildings on a rocky outcrop in the center of Athens. These buildings date back to the ancient Greek civilization. The large building here is the Parthenon. It was built around 400 BC as a temple to the goddess Athena and is considered one of the best examples of ancient Greek architecture.
So as you can imagine, doing this in a teacher-led experience, it might get kind of crazy if they all were to be pressing this audio prompt at the same time, which is why you can cast it to all devices at once, or just the teacher can cast it. Let's say you have a smart board in your room and you have the full screen capability. You're able to just play this for the students and have them view that. In addition to these audio prompts, you have the questions, easy, intermediate, hard. Obviously, this is the teacher mode, so you do have the answers on here. But imagine having a discussion based on what you're looking at in between the scenes. That's why I think VR is so powerful. It's taking learning out of the textbook and you're bringing it to life. Also noted underneath are the points of interest. So most of these scenes have 2 points of interest. So they'll notate those underneath, and then you can go to the next scene. It'll show you the Parthenon. It'll tell you a little bit about it. You can have a discussion based on it while they're looking around. Same thing here. You have the audio prompt, the questions, and then referencing whatever points of interest. So I do want to note the lesson plans here. So you have the option to do full screen. We'll do the lesson plan content or lesson plan scenes. That'll notate which scenes are within each expedition. If you needed a preview to show or to check and see what you're going to be looking at, you have that option now too. It does mention a grade level. I would say you can use it for any grade level. Even, think about the younger students just reading a story about something in Greece. You're able to expand on this book or story and go to the real live location. So just depending on what grade level, you do have to adjust it as such. Obviously, older students can do this as well. There's always an essential question, learning objectives, key vocabulary words with a lesson overview, think, pair, share, an independent activity, and then credits to what you're looking at. In addition, some of them have a chart. Well, they'll say a know, learn, and want. Those are also available, just not on this particular one. Again, these are lesson and information sheets. I'll go into this, just pages of information and content. This can be also sent to class, so you can send it through Google Classrooms or a link via the web. In addition to that, this is where the lesson menu is. So it'll show you the scenes. You could start the VR session, play audio on all devices like I mentioned. Hopefully they're wearing their earbuds. You can open up a map or exit. So that's what we're going to do is exit the expedition and then go into the platform, I guess, itself. The searching of the expeditions can be done on the bar on top or these kind of content-based subjects here to scroll through. Also just scrolling down. Many different scenes and expeditions available, biomes, a little bit of science as well, which is really nice. Metamorphic rocks, rock cycles, landforms and landscapes, and then much more content coming up as well, like I mentioned. I think it's really important to try to cater to more subjects than just U.S. history or world history, geography. You can also use it loosely even on, let's say, a slope of a line and go to the Aztec temples or ancient Egypt pyramids. What does that slope of a line look like? Maybe you can even make that a math subject as well. So we're working with a lot of content, like I mentioned, a lot more coming up as well. And you're also able to press create. So this is the 360 tour builder. You can update with a static JPEG or PNG file, 360 image. You can use a 360 camera to create this content. Even some Google Maps, I believe, are Google 360. You may be able to use those images as well. Take for instance, going to the front of your school and doing a tour that way. You're able to do so, or a famous landmark in your city. You're able to do that as well. You edit the title and description, upload files, you preview, and then you can cast it back to your account. So the license structure stays the same. I do want to mention that. It is still one license to one device. So if you're upgrading your kit, you would do one teacher device versus student device, and then also the option for full screen mode. So that is an additional site license, and we can talk about that later. If anyone has any interest, we'll go through that. Afterwards, I'll show you my email address and we can have a virtual demo, discuss your specific project or how you use this in your school and how we can cater to that.
Yes, we have a lot of questions, Amy.
Here we go.
Awesome.
Great.
I think if you want, you can, don't share so we can, they can see us and everything. Okay, we'll try to answer them all, guys. But if you have more questions, please let us know. Amy at robolab.com. She's the best person. Amy's right here to help you on how you can upgrade, how you can buy new devices. If you have your Expeditions 2.0 and you want to buy Odyssey, she is the person right here, right now, to guide you through it. So I'm going to help you right now with your questions. So Kate is asking Amy, just to clarify, as my Google Expedition sets have been sitting for 3 years since they sunset the Google app, your platform will allow me to update those and use them again with the students? I guess I just need to know my next step, quotes, etc.
Yeah, so that is a separate cost. Obviously, we're all very upset when Google Expeditions sunsetted their application. We took time to create VR Expeditions 2.0 around 2020. The end of 2020 when I started, and we had an amazing response to that. There's a number of kits in the US and around the world that were rendered useless. So what do? We created our own platform, which is VR Expeditions 2.0. After a few years, obviously, we're thinking about all of the schools that still are not using what they have. People have iPod touches, they have iPhones, Mac Chromebooks. What do we do with these people, and how could we help them? So we had to create this second application, which is VR Odyssey. So we're still catering to VR 2.0. I'm doing demos for that all of the time. And it works better for some people than others. And that's why, we have two options now. You can have one, you can have the other, or you can have both.
Yes. Paolo is asking, is it possible to see content in full screen with 3 monitors connected?
I believe it would be, I think you have the capability to extend your desktop or expand your monitors to go through all screens. I would say the full screen mode is just fine on one screen, but if you wanted to test your settings on your monitor, you would be able to try that out, and let me know, please, how that goes.
Yes. Albert is asking, is there a way to request the scene stores to be created?
I believe so. You can email me. I could start a list, and we can ask our R&D team, research and development team, what is the most popular, maybe suggestions coming up, and maybe they can add those on. We're hoping for video compatibility as well. I'm waiting to test that. But if you do have content that you do not see in a list of available expeditions, let us know, and we could see about adding that.
Okay. Maureen, she has a question. We have a more specific need. We are working with community college age adult students on the spectrum. We would like to use VR to help the students get acclimated to different social situations. So she was asking before if VR has like these type of social situations that they can use. And the answer is yes. So yeah, I mean, if Maureen, if you want to go ahead and check it out with RoboLab VR Odyssey, we do have them. Amy can let you know which ones are the best for you, especially for these students. And then, yes, we can definitely help you with that.
And I want to also mention something that we're not talking about on this webinar, but there are VR platforms that we sell that are specifically for ASD spectrum. So that would be a separate platform, but it does have life skills. Yes. Also, in addition, we have the immersive reality station, which is the same concept, but it's without the VR goggles. So imagine a room all around you with these experiences. That is still something up and coming, and we provide nowadays as well. However, it does, have a different functionality to it. So there are many different ways that VR is being used in the classroom. So we're just trying to make this accessible to people, not only with the VR goggles, but like I mentioned, the full screen mode, or even imagine walking into a full space that is immersive reality all around you. There are options for everyone.
Yes, Maureen, as I mentioned you before, we also have the Immersive Reality Lab. And if you are also interested in that, Amy can help you, of course, with that to see what suits best for your students, because immersive reality have actually more like activities in general, that students can see and sense and listen to different situations so they can react to it. So please email Amy at robolab.com and she will definitely help you, Maureen. Philip is asking, Miss Amy, I just emailed you to get the PIN number to join the student page. Sounds good, Philip. Amy will help you with that later when she has time to reach her email, so she will give them to you. We have more questions. Kristen is asking, can you use, I think it's iRobotics and Odyssey at the same time? Is Odyssey more like Google Expeditions?
Using AI robotics?
I think it's, can you use robotics and Odyssey at the same time?
So
Is,
VR Odyssey is a
Mhm.
platform for virtual reality and enhancing education. For using robotics, we would have to discuss what your project looks like and how we can help implement that. I would need to understand more about what you're trying to do.
Yes. Robert is asking, can we talk about cost? Yes, we will. And we have another question that says, how much does it cost to update from VR 2.0 to Odyssey?
And it's not an update, it's actually a parallel platform. So your VR expeditions will remain the same with the same great features and content. You would have to purchase the separate application VR Odyssey. If you have questions about pricing, please email me. We can have a discussion separately. I just want to make sure I can cater to everyone one at a time.
Oh, okay. So Kristen, okay. So he meant, or she meant not robotics, but VR Expeditions 2.0. No. So yeah, they're different platforms. So you can have both, but I mean, you should have just one, you know, like if you want to have Expeditions 2.0 and work on that, that's perfect. And we will continue supporting it. But if you want to have more features like Odyssey, you can also use it. So that's the goal, Kristen.
Also, I mean, so there's been some discussion asking if we can do separate scenes within the same classroom. You could, in theory, use two different tablets, have VR Expeditions 2.0 guiding half the class on a scene, and maybe having the other class doing VR Odyssey on a separate tablet. So that's kind of where you can split the classroom, or let's say you are in a larger space and you want to do two different sessions, you're able to do so. Obviously, the student devices will have to accept one or the other. So you would have one open, ready to broadcast, VR Expeditions 2.0, or you would do join the lesson from VR Odyssey and type in the code or whatever the case is.
Correct. Jennifer is asking, will we receive a discount to upgrade to Odyssey if we already have 2.0 licenses?
So we can discuss that separately. If you'd like to send me email, we can talk about features, your specific situation, and we could talk about pricing.
Okay, perfect. Alex is asking, are these all VR or is there a plan to include AR?
I will need to ask our R&D team. There are separate third-party applications for augmented reality. We're structured specifically for 360 static images and potential videos coming up in the future. But augmented reality, I'll have to get back to you on that question.
Okay, we have another question. What language, Karen is asking, what languages does the product support?
So it would be English only to start. Spanish language will be coming, I believe, this month or next month, so November, December of 2023. If we see a need for more languages, we will add that on. But for now, the most important for us to cater to is English language and Spanish for our South American friends.
Correct. Yeah. So we have one question that I'm going to reply right now. Have a side-by-side list of features for 2.0 versus features that Odyssey has? Yes. So let me share this with you, Cheryl. I'm sharing a link. You can go ahead to that link and see the comparison charts on the features that we have. Is Odyssey a one-time fee? Is asking Kristen.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I did not mention the most important thing. Our format is the same. Perpetual license for both structures. VR 2.0, you buy it per device. It stays on your device. You get all the features and content updated. Same with Odyssey. You purchase the licenses per device. It's a perpetual license. You get those content and features updated automatically as well. In addition, VR Odyssey has the full screen mode, which is a separate cost, but you do get the same features and content perpetual license for your school.
Correct. Let me see what else do we have. Yes, that sounds like what we need. Marina, I'll share with you our link to our immersive reality lab, okay? So you can go ahead and check it out. Kendra is asking, what do you have to help with career exploration?
There will be more things coming in. I know that's a huge topic. I believe they're going to be having content coming out within the next month or two. or we are, sorry, for a career. CTE is so important to us. We are going to be partnering with additional people to make sure we have this content available, or we can talk about creating our own as well. This is a huge topic, as we all know, in the world. How are we preparing students for future careers? So we are listening, and we will be updating content.
All right. Give me 1 second. I'm also sharing some links with people that need some stuff. Kristen, do you charge for the Odyssey if you have VR 2.0?
Yes, so it is a separate cost. It is a separate application. We have the research and development team working very hard to cater to both platforms. However, the compatibility and features are different for both applications.
Okay. Jeff is asking, when Amy refers to a device, is that the teacher tablet or each student iDevice?
So just depending on what you're trying to do. So the teacher tablet will be sending out the information, right? The images and content. The devices receiving it will be either a VR goggle or full screen mode, potentially a laptop or Chromebook or Oculus, whatever the case is, there are compatibility for each. So just depends on what devices they're using.
Mm-hmm. Tammy is asking, we already purchased Tour Creator. Will this be for both?
Yes. So if you already have Tour Creator and you upgrade to Odyssey, you will have Tour Creator in Odyssey as well.
Correct. All right, I'm sharing some links here. We have another question. Does robotics still work and will be, I think Expeditions 2.0, yes, like Amy explained before, if you want both, you can, and they will be continue working. How
Correct.
many expeditions are available in the Odyssey expeditions? Jennifer is asking.
So I think it's about 200, maybe 250 scenes at this point, divided by 4 to 8 within each expedition. You know, it is calculated as such. Obviously, there's going to be more content coming soon and pushed out throughout the next few months. So we're hoping to get over 300 by that time, by January 2023.
Correct. Okay, so we have this one. So we have another question here. Also, in the 2.0 expeditions, are the newest scenes denoted to show that they are new editions?
Oh, I don't think so. I think
No.
you will need to re-download or potentially it'll ask you to update and you would re-update the application. Then it'll just show you all the additional expeditions available. There won't be anything that notates if it's new or not.
Correct. Let me see what else we have here. Does VR 2.0 still work? And since I bought that, do I have access to Odyssey? What about the full screen?
So VR Expeditions 2.0 is going to remain a teacher-led experiences platform. We had to expand on this, which is why we created VR Odyssey. Odyssey is the one that has the full screen access and self-guided access in addition to teacher-led. So if you already have VR 2.0, it's going to remain with the same features, and we just added a bunch more content. If you want these additional new features, you would have to upgrade to or repurchase VR Odyssey. It's not an upgrade, it's two parallel applications in tandem with each other.
Mm-hmm. You guys are asking me some differences of VR Odyssey and VR Expeditions 2.0. I'm sharing with you the link so you can see features and comparison charts and understand what's the difference between Odyssey and Expeditions 2.0. Okay, so we already answered this one. Jeff is asking, when a VR experience is added to Odyssey, does everyone see it or just your school site? I want to create an experience on Harry Houdini.
Yes, I think I got your message yesterday. We can review it if it is something that is noted, you know, safe for education, able to share with other people. We can talk to our R&D team about adding it to the platform itself. We don't want to have anything available to people that may not be appropriate. So we do have to have a review process. However, if you do have really good content, I will make a note of it and we'll have the R&D team review it. If you do make an expedition or create a tour on your own, it's available to be seen within your login.
Correct. They're asking me the comparison chart can be shared. Yes, Jeff, I will and share that with everybody right now. Pedro is asking, why is Expedition 2.0 graphics low quality than when it was Google Expeditions? Yeah, Pedro, it's an issue that we're trying to work since we started, because obviously it was a massive change for us. We were also trying to find the quality for the pictures and the scenes and everything. And we are every day constantly working on fixing the ones that are very old. But if you check right now with the updated content, you will see clear pictures. And if you're planning to change to Odyssey, well, the pictures are high quality as well. But this is an issue that we have been working since we start, because obviously it's a lot of process to do that. But yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, also, depending on what devices you're using, obviously the resolution's different, the memory is different. So if you're using the standard VR set versus maybe an advanced set with an all-in-one device, obviously the picture quality is going to be different because of the resolution and the, the specifications of the devices that you're using.
Elena is asking, does Odyssey require a tablet to guide students, or can it be done from any connected device? And then she said, if so, can the tablet be an iPad, or does it need to be an Android device?
So it can be an iPad, yes. Let's say you do have a kit. We're trying to separate the notion of a full kit. So you have, let's just go on your instance, you have an iPad and iPhones and the holders. That will be your kit, and the licenses will stay on those devices, versus if you were to purchase a site license, that would be expanded to full screen mode.
Okay. Robert, will you continue to update Expeditions, or will the new content only be available on Odyssey?
So VR Expeditions 2.0 has a separate platform in and of itself, so the content is very different, although some of the topics could overlap with each other, and obviously the same with Google Expeditions as well. Sometimes popular topics that we're teaching in schools are the same, so there could be the same content or the same titles on both applications, but the content will be different.
Okay, Cheryl is asking, did I understand you say Odyssey licenses could be loaded on Chromebooks? Then those
Correct.
devices could be used for full screen. If so, could I have part of my licenses on Chromebooks and some on Android phones? Ideally,
Yes.
to use at the same time in a room? Yes, Cheryl, you can.
Yes, however, I believe I have not tested the function of having split screen mode on a VR device, and also the same teacher casting information full screen mode. We would have to test that. Maybe in a demo account, you'd be able to test that for us, or we can test it together. But you do have to understand you're choosing either full screen or VR. So it either splits it on the devices or it remains full screen. So I believe you would have to have two separate devices managing those two separate experiences.
Okay, we have 2 more minutes to finish the webinar. I'll try to go through your questions. Albert is asking, have you looked into setting up a teacher's portal where information can be shared and suggestions made and VR content uploaded to be added to the content?
We could potentially do a back-end teacher discussion group or something of that nature. Also, blog posts are helpful. We do try to have the support team and our customer success team help us with frequently asked support questions and post them on our website. So just let us know. If we do launch something for the teachers, we'll let you know as well, so you can have a forum or discussion of some sort.
All right. Let me see, what else do we have? Philip is asking, Amy, is VR Odyssey similar to Victory XR content provider?
I don't think so. I have to look at Victory XR, but VR Odyssey is its own application.
Okay. Benjamin is asking, sorry, Joe is asking, with Odyssey, can the students each be able to do a tour independently at their own pace? Not run off a teacher tablet, but allow them to move and be interactive with the elements of the image video?
Correct. So you can do self-guided tours or teacher-led experiences on the new application.
Benjamin, and that's the last question, he's asking, Amy mentioned earlier that downloaded tours for VR Expedition 2.0 will need to be deleted and re-downloaded. If they are not being updated, why the need for this?
Well, so if it's not updated, you don't need to delete them. I'm just saying, if you do have, let's say we fix something in a scene or add text to a scene, you would have to remove it from your downloaded devices on your tablet and reinstall it just to make sure you get the most current version available.
Yes. Guys, thank you so much for your question. I'm so sorry for the ones we couldn't answer, but Amy at robolab.com, she will be very happy to answer your questions. Thank you so much for joining, and we are very excited for our new platform. Don't hesitate to contact us if you have more questions. Have a wonderful rest of your days. Bye, guys.
Let me add this here as my information, just in case. amy.george@robotlab.com, mobile number and my name. Feel free to send questions as they come along, and I'll get to you as soon as